Unscripted.
You know, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are very similar in a lot of ways. They're both basically aimed at hardcore gamers who are trying to get the most out of, their consoles and stuff like that. And I think that that's super smart. You have consoles that are kind of catering towards that hardcore audience. And at the end of the day, you can't really ask for much more than that. Just like as a fan, I'm pretty thankful for that. Now, of course, as a fan also, I would love there to be actual games to play on the Xbox side that, are new and they really take advantage of it. And I think playing through a bit on the DLC for Gears of War 5 really makes you kind of want that, you kind of question that. For me personally, I'm kind of questioning, hey, what's the deal going on with, these games and how come, we haven't really been able to get anything that takes advantage of the Xbox Series X, the way that we have with the PlayStation 5. So it's a little bit unfortunate to say the least. Even with that being said, I'm very thankful that they were able to get a console out, because new hardware is always a pretty exciting time as a gamer, and I really kind of want to see what's going on with that in the future. With that being said, the things that really set these consoles apart, aside from like the aesthetic looks and stuff like that, obviously the controller. Microsoft went with a pretty much the same controller that they had, with the exception being now it has a share button. Sony decided to totally redo their controller and kind of break some ground with something new, and I really can applaud and appreciate that. And then like I said, Microsoft did things differently, and that's fine. I don't really have a problem with them doing things slightly different than other companies or whatever. They don't have to completely copy each other to really kind of do their best or whatever. I feel like they can kind of find success in their own ways or whatever. And with that being said, I also think that it's very smart for them to have differentiating things as well. So clearly exclusives would be a way to kind of set these consoles apart and stuff like that. And I think that that's very smart. Now, with that being said, Microsoft, I feel like they probably feel like they have a really good product, and they have things that set them apart, like Game Pass and stuff like that. For me personally, Game Pass isn't really that thing that does that for anything for me. Like I have it through 2022. I probably won't renew it. I would never pay $15 a month for that, because I just feel like the games, especially lately, that are in there just aren't worth it. And, it's usually either older games that are decent or, smaller games from Microsoft or smaller AA games or whatever. And those just aren't my thing when I think about next generation in particular. I like those big AAA experiences, and there's just nothing like that right now in there. It's like everything that's available in Game Pass right now is last gen, to be quite clear. And that's not something that that's something that I'm not really used to. I know that it's something that probably Microsoft thinks that they're actually out there doing something good. We're out here doing this, and it's great that we're out here really helping out fans and people that can't afford this, and I think that's cool. But at the same time, I also think that as people that spent hard-earned money on this console, $500+ wouldn't it be great if they had something that wasn't playable on last gen or wasn't held back? And we see what's like Cyberpunk, that's been a real problem. Like the last gen stuff is basically holding back a lot of things. So yeah, that is a huge issue and problem kind of going forward. But I wanted to get into this because I felt like developer talking about the PlayStation 5 and that what separates it from the Xbox Series X is fantastic. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out my little cruddy channel, the best way is simple. like, it goes a long way. You know, I put a lot of hard work and effort into these videos, and honestly, the best way you can support me is just a simple like. You know, but also shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You are amazing people. Hopefully you guys all have a great holiday. I'm really excited that you guys are excited and stuff like that. So I mentioned this in a video not too long ago. Ubisoft was adding in DualSense support after the fact, right? So many Xbox fanboys really were kind of all over the place saying, oh, well, you know, pretty much Xbox will beat it, and, you know, everybody really loves, you know, Xbox, and Xbox is going to do a much better job this generation and that kind of stuff. And, you know, I get that, you know, Microsoft really went out of their way to sort of change some things, change some perceptions, but their biggest perception that they didn't change is the lack of games, and that's something that they really that they really kind of were a little bit lackluster with, you know what I mean? And so I felt like what Sony was doing, Sony was out there actually delivering some really fantastic stuff, and, you know, as far as I could tell, you know, Microsoft, it will probably never be able to beat that, or never be able to sort of go out there and be competitive with that. But, you know, I do hope that before it's too long that they'll have something out there for fans more than just a DLC for Gears of War 5. You know, like I'm talking real games and stuff like that. So, but with that being said, developers really getting into the meat and potatoes of why the PlayStation 5 is, you know, such an amazing piece of hardware, and why it sets itself apart from the competition. This is another example of that. The DualSense controller itself turned out to be the most attractive innovation conceived by Sony for the next generation and the PlayStation 5. Gamers and developers alike have really praised it for the haptic capabilities, as well as the adaptive triggers that can simulate the resistance involved in pressing a, you know, like if you have a gun or something along those guys, or like a bowstring and pulling it back before shooting as well. So I find these to be really amazing features, and as part of the next gen update launched earlier the month, even FIFA 21 implemented the DualSense support. For example, shots taken with a controller with the player's left foot will be felt more on the left side of the PlayStation controller, while tackles generate much stronger vibration compared to a regular shoulder-to-shoulder jostle. Also, when using them to sprint, you'll feel the increasing fatigue of players as the match goes on, in the form of stronger resistance via the controller's triggers as well. So there was a recent interview with official PlayStation Magazine where EA Sports gameplay producer praised the controllers and explained the differences, and the developers actually intend to add even more features to the DualSense implementation, though it isn't fully clear if he means for next iterations or whatever. But basically, he kind of breaks down that they aren't done, and they want to add even more features over time, because they love it so much, and it really has that immersive sort of level and feel that they're looking for in a game. He says, and I quote, "Going forward, we'll definitely want to continue to add features and make more use of the DualSense haptics, because it's kind of game changing." Beyond the support of the PS5, FIFA 21 also offers other improvements on both next-gen consoles over last gen, which was detailed. He says, so let's say a player takes the touch one away but changes his mind halfway through. We can transition out of that animation and make it look believable. That's the beauty of the new tech in next generation. So basically they're saying, well, the DualSense controller is such a fantastic piece of hardware, such a next gen thing, that, you know, they're able to actually go out there and do far more than they even anticipated, and so they want to go out there and sort of be able to do that going forward as well. So I think that that's fantastic. I think that that's really an amazing thing to see, an amazing feat, and, you know, I can't wait to see where they go with this, because clearly, you know, the future is that controller and that. And I, as someone who's used it, I gotta say, man, what a fantastic thing. Like, I cannot say enough good things about the DualSense controller. It absolutely, you know, does something that no other controller has done, and I never thought that an Xbox controller would be beat. But, you know, I do think that at the end of the day, that they did a fantastic job. So I just want to say that, you really got to feel it and experience it. I know a lot of people will look at me right away and go, oh, you're just fanboying it or whatever, but clearly, at the end of the day, if you've actually used it, you know what I'm talking about. So it is something that I kind of wanted to kind of get out there and just say, hey, if you are looking for that real next-gen controller, you look no further than a DualSense, because it's absolutely incredible, and it's just one of those things that you have to really kind of experience for yourself. So with that being said, if you guys want to hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer, Xbox Live MOH space Crapgamer, PSN just Crapgamer, I respond to everybody, so go ahead and hit me up. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for rocking out with me and just being such a fantastic group of people. You guys are amazing. Have a fantastic day. Please be kind to each other. Have a great holiday. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.